talking about complex sentences, if you remember, with time clauses. Now, a complex sentence always has, we have a lot of words for it called dangling modifiers, and we're going to be getting into adverbs, so it'll really help today with getting these right. I'm using big words that you might not have heard before, like syntax and things like that. And what that is, boys and girls, is the order of the words from, like if you say, I was so happy when I heard the news, the good news. When I heard the good news, I was so happy. So basically, it's saying a time period.
Yeah, it's just an
And
order.
and there's differences between the ifs and the whens and things like that. Now you'll notice these words before, after.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so let's have a look here at our answers.
I eat lunch before I think the class it began.
Excellent. Okay, now let's have a look. Page 185, number 6.
Yeah.
And here it is. Now check your answers. You should
You
read the
should.
bill carefully before you pay it.
Right.
I also want you to pay attention to the past tenses of the verbs. Heard, watched,
Okay.
washed. Have you looked at all these? You've got those?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
I
go to
spell
number
it.
7. Our next activity, if. If means for condition. So you cannot check your email in this room if the internet does not work here. And it continues with all those sentences. So let's look at number 7. And remember, you have to make sure you're putting your commas in because an if is a condition. It ends the clause, adding a phrase. So let's have a look at the answers for number 7. If you eat more meat, sorry, more vegetables and less red meat, you may be healthier.
Yeah, I know it.
Eh, I disagree. That's just me. And no comma necessary. Okay, continue and check your answers. Now, activity 8, if you've got those, make sure you're getting your commas in place. Okay. Now, if we look at activity 8,
Look at flower.
looking at more complex sentences with if clauses. So you're going to be combining. And later on, ladies and gentlemen, I will be near the end. I've got it planned that we're going to be doing a lot of sentence combining. It's probably one of the best ways to learn how to write well, write with flow, so that your writing isn't choppy. And when international students come here to Canada, usually when they're in high school or sometimes in university, I teach them privately. And I can tell right away that they've learned English from a book and that is very formal. What do I mean by formal? I mean, it's correct. International students like yourselves come to Canada, let's say, and they actually speak English better. Oh, yeah, they have an accent, but their syntax and their formal English is better than often people in Canada. Here in Canada, I'll run into people who it makes me shiver, but I don't say
I
anything.
know. One of my
They,
friends this year he will go to the Canada.
yeah, they'll say things like, I seen that. Past tense of saw, but you saw that. You never see. I have seen that movie instead of I seen that movie. People say that all the time in Canada. It's incorrect. And we get in all kinds of problems here. And it's just the way we speak here. In the United States, in different places, it's the same way. Now, when we learn to speak properly, it helps, especially with our writing, and we can tell when we're using the right word. A lot of it is by listening. Now, let's have a look at these questions. This is where you read this book, you will laugh a lot. Two short little choppy sentences. We should combine them. So let's have a look at activity 8. And there's your answers.
Wait. Bruh, and my order is wrong.
Mm. Now, these are tricky. So if we look at the first one, my sister studies with her friends if she has an important test. And the second way to do that, if
No,
my
I mean,
sister.
excuse me. I mean, my sentence order is wrong. You examples. You will laugh aloud if you read this book, and if you read this book, you will laugh aloud. I put. If you read this book, you will laugh aloud as the first.
So, okay, if you read this book, you will laugh a lot.
Yeah, I read that first.
Okay, you will laugh a lot if you read this book.
Yeah, this is second.
Okay, good. Have a look at the rest. The ticket will be expensive if Sarah. It's a matter of rearranging what we call the syntax. How are you for your answers there? How do we do? Okay. Now, number 9 will be more complex sentences. Now, when we use the word if in a complex sentence like this, these are what we call conditions. If it is not raining, I will walk my dog. I will walk my dog if it is not raining. Because the sun is shining, I will walk my dog. I will walk my dog because the sun is shining. It works like that. Those becauses and ifs, those connecting words are there to put a condition on something. You're going to do an action if something is there or not. So let's look at this. And number 9 is a little trickier because I need to learn English to get a better job. And they said, add a dependent clause. So you can make that up. When my family takes a trip, I get excited. Whatever you want to write. So let's look at some answers for this. And of course, they're possible answers. Yours will be different because you're adding your own. So when my family takes a trip, our dog stays at my friend's house. Our dog stays at a friend's house when my family takes a trip. Now check your answers against this one. Now, were you able to write your dangling modifier at the end? And you understood that you had to make something up for these. So these are possible answers. Because my new phone takes beautiful photos, I do not need my camera anymore. So because again is a connecting word that is a conditional thing. Because I eat my vegetables, I am healthy. I am healthy because I eat my vegetables. And just about everything else that comes near me. Okay, activity 10. Just scroll up here. With some spelling exercises. We'll go through these really quick. Ooh, ood. Now, this is again a tricky sound. We went over it last week. And you can see there's
cookie.
right.
Go push for push sugar woman.
Good. Notice the different spellings. Again, why English is so weird. We get the same sound out of this U in full as we do in foot.
Excuse me. Group 4 is not woman, it's woman.
Whoa. It's the sound.
The woman
Woman.
is WOMEN.
Yeah, that's right. Woman. Woman. And women, the plural. Okay, let's come down. So we've got those. Now let's have a look here. Number 11. And there's your answers. Bull, cookie,